Just when you think things can't possibly get any worse for Disney, something like this happens. Amid the struggles at the theme parks, amid losing billions of dollars every quarter on Disney+, and of course, the box office failures, including the race-swapped live-action Little Mermaid remake, it looks like the next live-action remake with a race swap is said to be just as cringe and maybe even worse. Snow White and the Seven Dwarves, I guess they're not dwarves anymore, I guess they're magical creatures of all shapes, colors, sizes, and gender, but this story went viral over the weekend. Disney even tried to lie about it and try to say these aren't actual set photos when they were. They were from the set of Disney's newest live-action remake, Snow White. And yes, not only is Snow White Hispanic, but here are the Seven Dwarves. And this is Jonathan, who's a stand-in for the Prince, because there's no more Prince Charming in this movie, by the way. They're changing everything, just like Disney always does. And like I said, they tried to have left-wing activists run cover for them and run stories about the fact that these were fake and it's just conservatives getting upset. They had to come out and admit, no, we were lying. These are actually real photos. What an absolute disaster. And interestingly enough, Rachel Zegler, star of this movie, actually was forced to respond because the story got so big. Now, it was a stand-in for her who was taking part in filming. It was basically post-production. They were getting some extra shots, things like that. So it wasn't her, just a stand-in for her with all of the dwarves there. But of course, this re-sparked the controversy surrounding Disney's woke agenda and the fact that she got cast to begin with. She didn't want to hear it, and her response is one of the dumbest things that we continue to see time and time again when it comes to Disney, when it comes to Hollywood, when it comes to these activists who want all these race swaps, want all this stuff to happen, yet the reasons for it completely disprove their entire argument. Snow White remake star responds after set photos spark controversy. Rachel Zegler commented on the online discourse over the casting of the Snow White remake, and here is her response. Rachel Zegler, not just pronouns in bio, pronouns in name. She, her, hers. I guess she didn't think people would be able to tell. I don't know. Extremely appreciative of the love I feel from those defending me online, but please don't tag me in the nonsensical discourse about my casting. Keep in mind, Rachel Zegler, when cast, made the announcement on Twitter, said, yes, I'm playing Snow White. You're going to have to deal with it. And no, I'm not bleaching my skin for this movie. That's what she said. Of course, she deleted it after getting massive backlash because she admitted that, no, this does not match the description of Snow White. But anyway, let's move on. I really, truly don't want to see it. So I leave you with these photos. I hope every child knows they can be a princess no matter what. And then shares pictures of herself. You know, really sweet. Herself dressed up as Snow White when she was a little girl. I have no idea when these were taken. This one says May of 2005. I don't know about the one that's Snow White specifically, but you have her as another princess. Then you have her looking at like Disney World or something like that. Yeah, there's Epcot in the background, dressed up as Belle. She's showing everybody that you can be a princess no matter what. Now remember what the argument is the entire time, that we really need little girls everywhere to see that they can be princesses, that they can see themselves in these roles. Spoiler alert, these pictures, you bragging about this, you putting this out completely disproves that argument. That's what we hear time and time again. I even put out this tweet, ironically, showing pictures of herself identifying with characters that, quote, don't look like her, actually destroys the entire argument for race swaps in these modern remakes. Yes, same thing with Halle Bailey in The Little Mermaid. She was asked about The Little Mermaid, says, I loved it when I was a kid. I used to swim around the pool and pretend like I was Ariel. I was the Little Mermaid. Even though it didn't look like her, she identified with the character. It completely blows these arguments out of the water. The fact that they're too stupid to understand that even putting that out there, showing that you were a Snow White fan, you were a little girl, means that people don't need these race swaps in order to identify with a character. But it is just more confirmation that this remake, just like The Little Mermaid, is going to be full of just woke nonsense. It's going to be full of garbage, full of an agenda, just like we saw. They're going to change the story. Oh, she needs to save herself, like we saw in Little Mermaid. It's about her agency. All this bullshit. Listen, this is what they said last year at D23. New Little Mermaid and Snow White stars say their modern characters won't be defined by needing a man's love. Listen to Rachel Zegler speak about this.
So, you mentioned that this Snow White is going to have like a modern edge to her. Can you elaborate on that? Tell us how she's going to sort of depart from who we've seen before?
Of course. Well, I mean, in 1937, the cartoon was so focused on her finding true love, and it's really not even in her mind at all in this film. Like, She's so focused on becoming the leader that her father tells her that she can be. And she's really trying to find the courage to stand up to the evil queen and how to find her own agency and rule a kingdom. And she meets so many incredible people along the way. And maybe she finds love, maybe she finds friendship, but really what's important is that she finds her own voice.
It's all about her finding her own agency, become a powerful leader. It's what this stuff's all about. So when we talk about the race swaps, when we talk about the identity politics at play when it comes to casting, it's not just about the casting. It's about every decision they fucking make when they're writing this thing, when they're casting this thing, the hires they make, not just in front of the camera, but also behind the camera. This is Disney. This is their agenda. They've told us flat out this is what they want to do, whether it comes to the gay agenda, whether it comes to critical race theory. All these leaked internal documents and meetings they've had expose all of this, and it's playing out in front of everyone's eyes. This is the same Rachel Zegler who said, yes, this is the PC Snow White because it needed it. It was about time. People are making these jokes about ours being the PC Snow White, where it's like, yeah, it is, because it needed that. It's an 85-year-old cartoon, and our version is a refreshing story about a young woman who has a function beyond someday my prince will come. All these arguments about how it needs to be so diverse, and Rachel Zegler completely destroys that, showing that she herself, while not looking like the character of Snow White, loved the character, identified the character. Same with the character of Belle. Weird how that works, isn't it? Thank you for blowing up your own stupid fucking argument that race swaps are necessary to begin with. What an absolute joke. What do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.